today would be his 7th, which would tie him for 4th most with Walter Ray Williams Jr. Earl Anthony, of course, #1 on that list with 10 major titles.
So good with those stats.
I spent hours working on it. And I found this little soundbite interesting from Mike-Scroggins last night. We asked him, hey, what does winning the U.S. Open mean to you? His first response, that means 3 more years out here.
Yeah.
It wasn't the check. It wasn't the prestige. It was another 3 years on the tour with that exemption.
Another guaranteed 3 years out here with the boys.
Gets 3 in a row to kick. And now Scroggins starting to light it up a little bit here.
He's got a game under his belt. He's relaxed. He knows exactly what the lanes are going to give him.
So 4 strikes in 6 frames for Mike-Scroggins.
So much on the line. Player of the Year race, $100,000, 3-year exemption. The biggest is the U.S. Open crown. And just like that, the momentum swings towards Norm Duke's corner. And again, okay, he missed his target by a board inside. All he's looking for is something that he can convert. Leave himself a spare. Instead,
open frame.
It's a 4-6-10.
So he's now at 133, 8-pin lead. Here's Duke in the 7th, working off just his 2nd strike of this match.
Too soft into the pocket. And that's why he left the flat 10. And again, this U.S. Open title match is going to come down to who can make the best shots of their career and knock all 10 down. The ball has to face perfectly. That ball entered way too softly. The result, a weak 10, and Norm unable to take advantage of the strike he was working on.
Duke did not bowl in 3 tournaments this season, including last week in Long Island. He said, you know, I want to get my body and everything prepared for it. What he did with that time off, he worked out on his legs. You know, he said last year I came in here feeling waist down. I was a little thin. I was a little light due to that calf injury. He bowled a lot, not really in competition, just kind of getting out there and bowling, and he rested.
And just like Barnes, has yet to strike on the right lane. The good news, though, Rob, is that Norm Duke, as your tournament leader, got the choice of starting lane. He chose to finish the match on the left lane. And what a huge strike it was for him in the 8th frame. He can now strike out 9th and 10th and shoot 215. Mike-Scroggins can strike out 8th, 9th, and 10th to shoot 223.
Scroggins on the left now.
And he's locked into that right lane.
Sorry, that was the right lane. That's his 3rd strike on the right lane of his 5 overall strikes.
And remember the last strike he threw on that lane, he went a little light and kind of got that tickler. This one's high flush. That tells me he's got a little room for error. He's found a home on that right lane. Now, can he shore it up, tighten up those britches, and strike right here in the foundation frame, 9th frame?
He's up 8, can max out at 223. Duke can max at 215.
Ah, that was a good shot.
Yeah, it was. It really was. I mean, you're talking a 1/4 of an inch at location of that ball being high flush and 10 in the pit.
Leaves the 6. Continues to be flawless this week with single pin spares.
And here's the deal now, no matter what Mike-Scroggins does in the 10th frame, he cannot shut out Norm Duke.
Big discrepancy in success between the left and the right. Duke is going on to the right now in the 10th. We'll close on the left.
Norm Duke strikes in the 9th, strikes first ball in the 10th, and gets 9 spare. He will shut out Mike-Scroggins and win his 2nd consecutive U.S. Open and $100 grand. Gotta have it.
Heavy. Right through the nose.
God, that was such a good shot. Wow.
He liked it. However, right through the heart. And Norm Duke has all but just handed over the U.S. Open title to Mike-Scroggins.
Open frame in the 9th. You cannot win with that.
Norm Duke has to strike out now in the 10th frame. He'll shoot 183. That would force Mike-Scroggins to get any kind of mark and 1 pin to win.
Duke with 3 strikes in this title match, all 3 coming on that left lane.
Mike-Scroggins is going to win sitting on the bench. He's going to win his 2nd major.
He won sitting on the bench. I think he just did the math right there. He won sitting on the bench in the semis over Chris Barnes. And he's going to do the same here at the U.S. Open. Yeah, you can smile, Mike-Scroggins. You deserve it. And don't anybody say he backed into this title.
It's
all right? That would just be a flat-out disrespectful comment to Mike-Scroggins.
Absolutely right. And so much just happened in 1 frame. Wes Malott will now be your player of the year because Norm Duke, his only shot at winning player of the year was winning this tournament. The same went for Chris Barnes. Wes Malott is now your player of the year. Norm Duke will not successfully defend his U.S. Open title. Mike-Scroggins is going to win his 2nd major, $100,000.
And most importantly for him,
life out here for another 3 years.
There's the strike for Duke, and you know what he's saying right now. Where were you?
Norm's very disappointed, and he should be. He's going to question his decision-making for this title match for a long, long time.
Behind the foul line.
That's right. Stay behind the foul line, and this tournament is yours.
6 to win. Couldn't happen to a better guy.
Yeah! Yes!
Congratulations, Mike-Scroggins.
Party at Scroggies tonight.
Yeah! Woo!
Yeah, get up, New Jersey. Get up for Mike-Scroggins.
Couldn't have no nicer guy. What a great man, pure gentleman, so much talent, so underrated.
Good for him. I mean, just flat out good for him.
How could you not be happy for him?
Goosebumps. Goosebumps. For the 45-year-old from Amarillo.
Yes!
End on a good note, Scroggins. Yeah! Drop them all! Mike-Scroggins, your U.S. Open champion. And we'll hear from the winner when we return.
Hey, Melody, this one's for you, babe.